All right, so I wanted to talk about bulking, like bulking tips. I've been bulking for like um, years, okay, since when I started like making like doing exercise. I was cutting, okay. Then I realized I was actually very skinny, and I started bulking, okay, and I never stopped. It was like one year long bulking. Now I'm like at the moment I'm not really focused on eating as much because I'm focusing on other things. But yeah, I've done a lot of bulking, and trust me, it's hard. Like I'm not one of those people that doesn't mind bulking. Maybe it is because like I don't like eating a lot, or maybe it is because I eat clean, okay, and eating clean while bulking is very hard, or maybe it's because I don't fucking know. But either way, I've tried to find a way to like bulk and still eat enough, okay, because that's very hard. The point of this video is to give you like some of the tips I've and tricks I've learned along the way. So first thing, okay, really cool. Start off with a fun one. You basically take heavy cream, okay, and you put acid in it. This is the same process that you make you use to make cheese, okay. So you take, for example, a lemon, half a lemon. You take 250 grams of a standard like pack of heavy cream, and from like heavy cream, if you don't process it, is like liquid, okay. It's a liquid form, at least in my country. And if you want to make it denser, okay, like the goal of this tip is to give you like a yogurt that is like 5 times as caloric, okay. And heavy cream, if you take heavy cream and as a half a lemon or a full lemon, depends on how acid it is, you can make yourself a pretty fine caloric bulking yogurt just by heavy cream and lemon. You can add fruit to it, you can add some dark chocolate to, a bit of contrast. You can add anything you want actually. And you will have also salt. I like salt in this. And yeah, you have a bulk yogurt basically. Second tip is, well, it is actually like learn to cook, okay? If you are like eating a healthy bulk, okay, which I advise because I've never eaten like those kind of junk. I've always heard people talk about dirty bulking and how it is not good for you. So I said, okay, I'll learn from their mistakes. So I guess I'll just eat clean, and that's what I did. I just ate clean. I hope you're doing this too. So eat clean. The problem is that when you eat clean and you're not eating processed foods, you come across a very hard problem, okay? Which is like like food tastes bad, straight up. If you eat whole foods, it is boring. It is not sweet. It is not salty. You have to do everything yourself, okay? It is not savory. The main thing is savoriness. So yeah, the main channel I'm focusing on. One of the things I'm focusing on is teaching people how to like cook in a pleasurable way. I do this like by I've learned how to make food taste good from like junk food itself, because they are like the masters of this skill of making things good. So I like might as well copy them. Obviously, copy them without the fucking preservatives and the sugar and all the nasty shit that you don't want and makes you unhealthy. So in the main channel, I explain a bit how to manipulate your food to make it good. And one of the things I will just give you some here is basically there are 5 things you have to keep in mind to make like food taste good, and they are salt, okay, fat, um, acidity, very important, savoriness, which is umami, okay. Umami is the actual molecule of savoriness, umami. Remember that. And then there is sweetness, okay. I don't like to like when I say sweetness, I don't mean put sugar in your food. I just mean use like maybe like carrots. How do you call those, like sweet potatoes, or also like the red, beetroots. Okay, the beetroots, or any onion. Onion is sweet. Even tomatoes are sweet. So or even fruits. Okay, anything like that. Don't use too much sugar. Okay, and yeah, that's it. Those are the 5 main principles. There are like a few more. I talk about that in the. It is called. Levels of cooking, how to level up, something like that. Yeah, and I kind of try to convey all the knowledge I've learned throughout the way of cooking. Okay, and nowadays I cook pretty find meals like every time. I can improvise like any meal with healthy foods, and that is like a very important skill if you want to bulk, in my opinion. Because first of all, it's not hard. Okay, a limiting belief many people have is that like cooking is hard as fuck, and bro, actually, they just make it look hard. It is not hard. You don't have to be super mindful of cooking times and temperatures, and you don't have to have like any utensils. Bro, I use a fucking fork, okay, a table knife to cut everything. I don't even use um, a board to cut the food. I just cut it on the table. Maybe you should use a bowl. My parents, if they see me doing this shit, they get hungry. But you know, I just don't tell them. I put like I take some towels and put them on the table and just cut them. Yeah, maybe don't do this, but you know, like you don't need any fancy stuff. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, so cook right. Okay, learn to cook. That's the thing. Third tip, which I think is mandatory if you're bulking, and trust me, I've tried bulking without it, and you are not bulking, is count your calories, count your macros. Um, Unfortunately, many people do not do that, okay, because they think it's too, takes too much time, and I mean, I agree, but if you don't count your macros and your calories, trust me, like, you will not bulk, okay? It is mind-blowing, okay, how much you can eat and still be under your caloric needs. It is crazy. There have been like times where I thought I ate a lot, but actually I was not. I was like 1,000 calories under the finish line. And to count your macros, like you can take it as a game, kind of a mini game. You wake up and you take food as a points, score. Like calories are the score, and you have to reach maybe 3,000. So you like, oh yes, breakfast like 1,000. So great. Then the lunch is usually where I put all my calories. I have like lunch. Maybe I reach 1,050. Sorry, 1,500 calories. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's a lot actually. Not always do that, but you take it as a game, like, as a mini game. You progress, and fats are important. Don't skip fats. Okay, I've done a period of my life where I also it's funny to say, but I had a gynecomastia. Like I had like hard nipples and they hurt. Okay, and I was also developing slowly like breast tissue. Okay, that's like hormonal shit. That's like low testosterone and not necessarily high estrogen, because I didn't have like that high of an estrogen. But maybe like estrogenics were not find in the results of my blood, so maybe like there was estrogenics that were messing me up. But yeah, like just do not avoid fat, because I think that was like one of the main no, not the main, because I see people that have really low fat diets and they don't have hormonal problems, but do not skip the fat. Okay, it's very useful, also fills you up better, so it is maybe like a little bit harder. But that just eat fat. Don't fall in that trap that fat is bad. Also, like, don't fall in the trap that saturated fat is bad. I mean, technically, okay, scientifically speaking, if you eat a lot of saturated fat, you will die sooner, okay? But I will make also a video on, like, what diet is actually the best and how, in actuality, there is no best diet. And you have to consider your goals. Are your goals longevity at the moment? Or are your goals getting bigger in the gym or staying focused? Like there are very different diets for each goal, and if your goal at the moment, okay, is to bulk up, do not worry about fats. Like fats are not making you fat, okay? It's the calorie surplus. It is ugly to say, because I do not agree that all calories are the same, otherwise I will not be telling you to eat healthy. But I agree that calories are the main things that matter when you're bulking and when you're cutting, okay? Doesn't matter. Like the fact is that it is actually true that if you want to lose weight and you eat ice cream, only ice cream, you will still lose weight if you don't like satisfy your calorie needs. That said, okay, very important, you may be losing weight, but where is the weight coming from? Fat or muscle? Probably more muscle if you don't eat protein and just eat ice cream. That said, that is not actually good, okay, if you just eat junk food, because there is a lot of messy stuff with hormones, and they make you hungrier and they make you more fat. That you develop fat in certain places, like there is like two types of fat, like subcutaneous and the fat that you get in between the organs. That is very bad. Like, that creates a lot of trouble. cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, all kind of shit. And if you don't include the, like the right foods, you may get diabetes. And look, just do not eat unhealthy. There are a bunch of reasons I don't want to get into now, but I've like researched them deeply, and trust me, they're not good. Okay, just eat healthy. So yeah, what was I talking about? I got lost. Sorry. Fat. Oh, the fat. Do not restrain from saturated fat. It is actually very good for you if you're young, obviously. If you're like in your 60s and your 40s, you may want to consider the longevity diet, so eat more vegetables, the Mediterranean diet or whatnot. And yeah, but if you're young, chances are you're not gonna find any issues if you eat fat. Okay, a lot of fat, is saturated fat, is actually gonna boost a bit your cholesterol and your testosterone meanwhile. And yeah, like, just keep in mind your goals. Do not abstain from fat. I eat fat every day. Okay, there are a lot of fat. I do not count it anymore. I always used to like abstain, like buy the thing that had like less saturated fat as possible, and also salt. Do not abstain from salt. It's actually fine. I've never had any problem with salt. And yeah, fat. Learn to cook good food. Okay, that's the main thing. Like, if you cook tasty food, you will enjoy it more and you will eat more. That's simple. Okay. And a lot of people struggle with that. And yeah, if you want like a quick tip, again, use the 5 principles. Acidity is something that nobody talks about. Acidity is really like important. I like acidic foods, and you also do. If you think about it, like junk food industries always like put acidity correctors. When they say correctors, they mean like enhancer, not actually decreaser. They correct the acidity by increasing it. So you may want to consider using like some lemon or some vinegar. I use like rice vinegar. Tastes fine, and it doesn't like taste like a fucking medicine. So even like apple cider vinegar, but I don't like that. It tastes awful. But rice vinegar is fine. And yeah, like acidity. Also umami. Umami, bro, is so fucking important. Umami is the savoriness. It's very important. Okay, you can add savoriness by using meat or any source of umami. You can search up like how to make umami food or something like that. You will get some results, or just check out my channel, and maybe you will find some videos. I don't know. And yeah, I think that's everything. Yeah, I mean, don't have any more tips. Well, actually I do, but there are like way too many. I should make a separate video on my main channel talking about this stuff. Yeah, that's it.